Hello, this is Brittany Brownlee for Week 9 discussion board. And for this discussion board, we were supposed to read the story, The Sculptor's Funeral from the textbook by Willa Cather. And for this, we were given some questions at the end of the presentation to look at and a question in the discussion board. The first one I want to address is the one from the discussion board, and it says, how does Cather explore class structure and elitism in The Sculptor's Funeral? The first thing I want to address is the fact that there seems to be this huge disconnect between the family and Harvey, Merrick's death, that they don't seem to be very close, and definitely there's this disconnect between the townspeople and him, and I think this is showing the class structure and the elitism, because to the people in the town and his parents, being someone like a banker or going to business school or something is more so successful than being an artist, which is looked at in society even today. But I think that this shows elitism by how the townspeople think that they're better than what Harvey was, and how pretty much after his funeral they were talking about him because of this issue between him being an artist and not being successful in the townspeople's and his parents' eyes. But it definitely shows that the townspeople thought that they were above Harvey Merrick's. So, yeah. And the next question I want to do is, what is the difference in how the townspeople and Merrick and Stevens, which is Harvey's pupil, view success? I think the townspeople view success as making money and being able to support themselves in a way, but not necessarily that Harvey didn't support himself. But I think the legitimate jobs is more so the answer, like a farmer or a banker or a lawyer or something like that. But Merrick and Stevens, they were kind of doing something that made them happy. Like art made Harvey happy, so he pursued this career even though it wasn't viewed as successful. It was successful to him. So the second one, which was a very interesting question, was the Jim Lard. I think I said it right. Is he an interesting character, and why do you think he was so bitter? I think he's a very interesting character, and I think he really brings up a huge point in the story on how he was just like Harvey, and how he wanted to go to school and do what he wanted, and how he, even though in the end he came back to the town to pursue what the people in the town wanted him to do, it kind of made him miserable. And I think that's why he was a bitter person, because he did what the townspeople wanted him and his parents to do. So I think that kind of made him an extremely bitter person. So I think that by him putting that explanation in of how Harvey kind of did what he wanted and he pursued what he wanted, and how everyone in the town didn't keep him from doing that, even his parents, I think that gives a good explanation of the whole meaning of the story of the artist and the society that they lived in. And the last question is, do you think that Cather does a good job at depicting what it is like to be an underappreciated artist? I think she does a really good job at it, because sometimes this is even true today, that artists aren't appreciated because some people think it's not a real job unless you make money off of it, which is kind of goes back to show that the difference between the townspeople and Merrick's view of success in the world. But I think she does a good job, because in this story it's pretty much showing how this guy's dead, and even though he made a living for himself and he did what he wanted to do, he was still considered unsuccessful in the townspeople's eyes. But yeah, that's my discussion board. Thank you.